Good afternoon, madam. Our speaker just joined meeting. I'm Dr. Aradhinde. Welcome you all on behalf of Dr. Rajendra Gode, College of Pharmacy, Malpapur, Intellectual Property Management, Government of India. This workshop is jointly organized by DRG Snoopy Malpapur and RGNIPM Nagpur. This program is being conducted under the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav and National Intellectual Property Awareness Mission, so that everyone, that is student, faculty, researcher, they will get aware regarding the patent process. What is the trademark? What is the copyright? How the patent to be applied? What are the procedures to be used for the patent applications? How many times it will take to file as well as grant the patents. Okay. So for this program, today we have eminent personality in the field of IPR, that is Ms. Pooja Maulikar ma'am, who is expert in the patent and process design, Rajiv Gandhi National Institute of Intellectual Property Management. I welcome you, ma'am. Now I request to our beloved principal, Dr. Prashant Deshmukh sir, to welcome our speaker, Mrs. Pooja Maulikar ma'am. Sir, please.
Thank you. Hope I am audible to all. So, good afternoon, everyone who is present over here virtually for this online workshop on intellectual property right, patents and design process. So, on behalf of Indira Bahudeshya Shikshan Societies, Dr. Rajendra Gode College of Pharmacy, Malkapur, I welcome our today's guest speaker, Mr. Pooja Maulikar ma'am, examiner, patent and design process, Rajiv Gandhi National Institute of Intellectual Property Management, Nagpur. So it is the department under government of India. So participant, as you know, that we are celebrating the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, as well as this workshop is organized jointly by RGNII, PM and Dr. Rajendra Gode College of Pharmacy, Malkapur, entitled as Intellectual Property Rights, the Patents and Design Process. So here I welcome you all for this wonderful event, and I am very thankful to Maulika ma'am for sparing her valuable time and sharing her thoughts during this virtual interaction. So once again, I welcome you all and convey my best wishes for this wonderful event. Thank you.
Did we lost the contact of the coordinator, or do I have to begin from here?
Yes, ma'am. I think we lost the contact with coordinator. Just wait a minute.
Or maybe I should start, sir, because already, yeah, we are.
Yeah, I think it is connected, ma'am. Just wait a minute.
Wait a minute, ma'am. Okay, thank you, sir. So, I'm briefing the introduction of today's speaker, Mrs. Pooja Maulikar ma'am, who is currently working in the central government office under the patent office, Ministry of Commerce,
I should start services already.
Yeah, I think it is connected. Just wait a minute.
Introduction of today's speaker, Mrs. Pooja. Thank you for the and the patent Ministry of Commerce.
I think I should be beginning, sir. Okay, without a further delay, I would like to share my screen first of all so that the presentation could be shared. Uh, though not introduced, I would like to introduce myself first of all. Um, okay, so my name is Pooja Maulikar. I'm working as an examiner of patents and designs at Rajiv Gandhi National Institute of Intellectual Property Management. This is a training center situated at Nagpur, and we are indulged into a lot of trainings regarding IPs on a regular basis. So, in case you are interested in upgrading your knowledge in the field of IPs, you may write to us at rgniipm.ipo@nic.in. We are officially available at the website ipindia.gov.in. So, as we know that we have gathered here to discuss the intellectual property rights, the basics of the same, wherein we'll be talking more about patents and design processes, along with a brief overview about different aspects of IPs. I hope I'm audible and
Yes, you are
visible.
audible.
Okay, okay. I would like to share my screen first of all so that the presentation could be. I wish all of you to please keep yourself muted because I can hear my own voice. It is my request to all of you to please keep yourself muted during the session so that we can utilize this time efficiently. In case you're having any doubts or concerns, we'll take it at the end of the session so that already there is a delay and we need to cover the topic on time. So this is about the email ID where you can contact the official website, etc. And we totally understand that there might be a mixed batch of people attending this workshop having detailed knowledge about the workshop or having fair knowledge about it or about it some of them might be really blank. So I would like to take up the topic in a very much basic manner so that we can take up the program in introductory manner, and we will take up start from the scratch so that we can take everybody along with us. But we cannot deny the fact that all the IPs are governed by acts and rules, and there might be any government order also imposed on it. So, in either of the case, you have to refer to the act and rules the moment you are about to take any IP action. See, today we are discussing it. Tomorrow, there might be a changes in rules as well, or there might be a government order imposed on it. So, to give you a clear identity, I would like to request you to refresh with the act, rules, and the government orders to be really sure about the proper manner of filing. We are also available socially at different social medias like Facebook and Twitter, wherein we have kept our regular activities, our functioning, our mode of operation, the way we are up to different types of trainings, what will be the topics, our functioning, our activities. Everything has been made in a transparent manner at our social media handles so that people can get to know about our functioning, our activities, etc., and they can be benefited out of our activities which we are conducting. They can also spread the information among their communities and groups so that the awareness could be created in the aspect of IPs. This is our official structure. We are basically coming under Ministry of Commerce and Industry, where there is a department for promotion of industry and internal trade. So this department holds the office of Controller General of Patents, Designs, Trademarks, and GIs. This office is basically a major office which is looking after the proper functioning of different subordinate offices. So to be specific about patents and designs, these offices are located at 4 locations in our country: Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, and Kolkata. And these are the locations which are carefully chosen. If you divide our vast geographical condition of our country into various zones like east, west, north, south zones, then you will notice that we have placed one office in each zone. And this is also mandatory for people residing in those zones to file their patent and design application only in the office available in their zones. These are jurisdiction based offices. Next is PIS, that this stands for Patent Information System. This office is basically designed to have provide information on a paid basis to people who are looking for specific information related to their invention. Because earlier, some days back, when the virtual platforms were not so popular enough, those days the only sources of information were books, articles, journals, libraries, which were again available in libraries and repositories. So it was a tedious task to extract information, and PIS was helping such people in finding information. Slowly and gradually, we have seen that people are having access to information. We did not educate them about how to extract information, but rather information, the way you are to utilize that information to come up with different types of IPs, how to identify which type of IP are you up to, how to go about its protection, etc., was needed. Looking at the past trend of filing and the way they were filing in a wrongful manner, that has helped us to arrive at an alarming level where we wanted to educate people about aspects of IP. So RG and IPM came into existence from that point, and this stands for Rajiv Gandhi National Institute of Intellectual Property Management. This is again situated at Nagpur. Next is trademarks. So trademarks is a type of uh, IP whose offices are located at 5 locations: Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata, and we are having last office at Ahmedabad. And lastly, we are having last type of IP, which is named as Geographical Indications, whose office is only located at Chennai. We do not have any branches for Geographical Indications. So this is our official structure. Now you should be really clear about we not being available locally at different states, etc., which is normally been asked कि locally हमारे state में कोई office है क्या आपका, etc. So this is the answer to it. We are available only at these locations. And these are the pictorial views of our official buildings located at Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai, and Kolkata. And this is the building of RGN IPM Training Center. It is a IPR level training center. It is an international level training center regarding IPs. We are having association and collaborations with various international bodies and other associations. Now these are they conduct training for our internal officers, for upgradation courses, and also for the general public. This building is designed to have physical training, so we are having a lot of physical trainings here, right from 1 hour of free workshop to 2 weeks of advanced level trainings have been conducted by us. And all the trainings are certificate based training courses. In case you're interested in any of the trainings being conducted by us, you may write to us officially at the email ID previously displayed. Earlier, we used to have all the trainings in a physical manner. So we are having all the electronic requirement, internet connectivity, all the devices required for smooth conduction of training, sitting arrangement, etc. is available here. At a time, we have an experience of conducting training for more than about 300 people in this building. without any disturbance. So all were being conducted right from 10 o'clock to 6 p.m. in a physical manner. We have provided all facilities like reading or writing material, then presentations, food, tea, etc. All the arrangements were being made so that um, uh, the participant can focus on the learning aspect only. Then we also are having a public training program from international perspectives, but the famous one is Wipo India Summer School. This training is can be done by any individual after meeting basic requirement. Wipo basically stands for World Intellectual Property Organization. Their headquarter is at Geneva, Switzerland. They conduct summer schools with some of the countries, and India is fortunate to be one of them. So with whom the summer school is being conducted. So WIPO India Summer School is being conducted for the general public on an annual basis. We have also shifted our attention towards, virtual trainings lately because of this pandemic on public demand, and we did get a huge response from the public. We were able to reach nook and corner of the country, and we have conducted various trainings for various organizations, for students, then faculties, etc. So different things were being conducted, and we did have an experience of training huge number of people during this pandemic as well. So since the guidelines were not clear enough, we have actually let people know about our activities up to a week or so only. We did not week or a month. We did not float the information for the entire academic year because we weren't sure about its uh, you know uh, activities, how the guidelines would be working. So earlier we used to have the academic schedule for the entire academic year floated at our website so that any working professional, anybody who's full time involved into any of the you know activities like he's being an academician or a faculty or a professional, etc., they can refer to the schedule and be a part of workshop. But this time during virtual trainings, we did not do the same because we wanted to avoid, cancellations and rest of the things. Then this is the official website. We are available at ipindia.gov.in, wherein we float information regarding patents, designs, trademarks, GIs, etc., and RG and IPM, of course. So all these informations are available here. All are functioning based on different acts and rules. They are being readily made available here. Along with this, we have provided, in case there is any upgradation done in the rules, they are also being made available here. Uh, Apart from this, we have provided manuals and guidelines for easy understanding of IPs, search platforms, all the forms required for filing, all the requirement for digital filing can also be done. We have answered all the questions to frequently asked questions, and we have made the entire list available for the major doubts getting clarified. We have provided search platform here. So this is one-stop solution to all your doubts, concerns related to IPs. Further, the topic of the day, as we have said, intellectual property. Traditionally, we all understand the meaning of property as something which is tangible in nature, which can be touched, felt, it can be evaluated in terms of money also. So these again can be listed as movable or immovable assets. So movable are the ones which can be, shifted from one location to other, and immovable are the ones which cannot be shifted from one location to other, like if you have a building, house, land, etc. And movable are the ones like car, gold, investment, etc. Intangible property is slowly getting attention. We did witness that ideas and expressions are helping us to solve certain problems, to help us get clarified with respect to various doubts and concerns, etc. So these are intangible in nature. You cannot touch somebody's idea, or you cannot evaluate how much money it will help you in earning. Hello, workshop. So these are intangible in nature. You, based on your knowledge, expertise, your experiences, conditioning done on the brain, you are capable of coming up with certain intangible assets, which based on the character. Initially, any idea and expression is raw in nature. You cannot justify how exactly it will help you in earning. You have to work on it. You have to, based on in which direction it is going, in which criteria does it will it fit. You have to provide it with certain resources, time, energy, money, etc., labor, to bring it in some form of IP. When it is being protected and commercialized, it will help you in earning, and that is the reason it is called as intellectual property. There are different forms of it, like patents, designs, trademarks, GIs, etc., copyrights, etc. Copyright, for that matter, is available at copyright.gov.in, whose headquarter is at Delhi. Now, IPs do come up with certain rights. These are exclusive in nature. These will help you, get exclusive benefit of making and selling it. You can stop others from developing the same work, etc. Because you hold the exclusive right to decide the fate of the IP. Now, this exclusive rights are valid only in the country where you got the grant. So it is not like once you've got the grant in a particular country, it is valid throughout the world. Is the misunderstanding. It is only valid in the country where you have filed for it. You have to be really clear about it, and where you've got the protection. These are licensable rights. There are various benefits of getting a license, so we need to remember this. Normally, we do not understand that these are you know these are we feel that commercialization cannot be done in a particular manner, but rather commercialization can also be done through licensing as well. In case there are various benefits of licensing methods. There are different significances of IPs as well. Once a research work is being done, it is being protected, it is valid for a certain period of time. Now, once the research is being done by a particular person, after that, nobody in this world is allowed to file the same work again for the second time, because one research work is given a patent only once throughout the world. Duplication of patent cannot be done, and this will by doing so we will be able to save a lot of resources, which can be directed in creating something which is entirely new or improvement in the existing technology. So it encourages people in R&D, academia, faculties, students, research, etc., to come up with improvement in proposed technology. When the existing technology gets better, even the general public enjoys better and cheaper products. Now, anybody who comes up with an invention does mentions it, like how they have arrived at that invention through patent specification. So patent specification gets published in the public domain over a period of time, and this can be this adds to the ocean of scientific and technical knowledge, which can allow you to get to know how a particular problem was solved, how to come up with its protection, um, how betterment could be added in that. So it helps us to enhance our knowledge from that perspective. Every invention is having a specific term. It gets expired after that, and it may also get seized because of certain reasons. So in any invention is transferred into the public domain after expiry or after cessation of patent. So rewards in the form of exclusive rights are given to such people who are able to protect their inventions. They get the right to make it, sell it, exercise it. They may also share, license, or sell that entire IP. Monetary benefits in the form of profits, royalties are of course a part of it when the IP is put into practice. Now, let's have a look at different types of IPs in short. We'll begin with patents. Patents is all about the exclusive right or privilege which somebody gets when they go for IP filing. Now, this is given for a period of 20 years from the date of filing for commercial gain, and you have to to disclose all the factors related to that invention so that patent office does not find any difficulty in its evaluation and protection. Now, these are territorial rights. There is nothing called worldwide right, global right, or international rights. Any invention to be protectable, there has to be certain patentability criteria to be satisfied. Either the invention needs to be new or inventive in nature. So novelty means newness is there in the invention. Now, when we say something is new, we mean that it is not known before. So all the public information which is being considered for evaluation of this newness factor is technically called as prior art, which means anything and everything which is published, presented, or otherwise disclosed to the general public will be considered as prior art. All the inventions are not new, some of them are improvement over the existing knowledge. So, existing knowledge getting improved either technically or economically. So, either you have added technical advancement or economic significance in the concept, or both the things at the same time will be considered to be called for that invention to be called as inventive in nature. Invention and discovery is also different. Do not confuse between the two. Discovery is all about new things, properties which are either known and whose properties are known, whose properties are existing. They are not known as such. They did exist without human knowledge. The moment we come to know about such things, are called as discovery. Since there is no technical effect on the part of mankind regarding its existence, we call it as non-patentable. Inventions, on the other hand, are patentable, which is all about products or processes which are either new or at least inventive in nature, and at the same time, it should be capable of industrial applicability. So, whenever you carry out any research or project, you basically try to identify some problem, you try to solve those problems, and you try to get its protection under patents in case the solution to the problem is very much unique enough and fits into the definition of inventions. I would like to quote few examples from our day-to-day life because some people are having the misunderstanding that patents is all about very critical things, but it is not so. Anybody, irrespective of their academic background, can go for patenting. Paperclip, I hope all of you must be really familiar with this. This is one such example of patented invention, which was invented in the year 1900 by Johan Waller at Norway. Now, to hold papers together, paperclip was invented. This is a very simple thing. But the problem was to hold papers together, you were supposed to pierce the entire bunch of papers and tie it with a thread. While doing so, there was a possibility of you ruining the papers. To avoid this only, paperclip was invented. Zipper is also a great invention which came into existence all because inconvenient fastening methods were available, like buttons, buckles, belts, and straps were the only fastening methods. But zipper has actually brought revolution in clothing industry and baggage industry. Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah, sure, sir. So this has actually brought revolution in the clothing and baggage industry. Then comes ballpoint pen. I hope you must be familiar with this as well. So this is one such example of inventions. Now these are the inventions which were being done. We did witness various versions of pen, but we actually are familiar with ballpoint pen, and we normally opt for a ballpoint pen. That is all because we there are various characteristics of this pen which makes it really unique enough to be utilized, like the content written with it remains for a longer duration. You also get to have a spill proof mechanism when you use it. We also have when it comes in contact with water, it does not get wiped away easily. Mankind did witness various versions of pen. Like there was our ancestors were dipping quill in ink and they were writing. Slowly and gradually, we did come up with fountain pen, ink pen, gel pens, ballpoint pen, but we still opt for a ballpoint pen. So this is one such example which we are using on a day-to-day basis, and we cannot imagine our life without this invention. When IPs are combined together, that can also help us in coming up with a output which is really unique enough. This was witnessed when Nano car was being launched by Tata company, and this was known as the cheapest car in the world. This was into limelight all because of its cost. Of course, the company did cut short most of the luxuries from the car, like there was no radio, AC, side mirror for the passengers. There was no, there was no. The wipers were also being customized, etc. But then at the end, the company did require certain technology patents and designs to compile it and bring it into the particular format where it could be commercialized. It is always advised by the patent office and the IP offices that you do not disclose your IP in any of the format before you go for patent filing. So publication or use of the invention in public domain is not allowed. Even in secrecy, you cannot go for the same because eventually you are bringing that knowledge into the public domain, which wouldn't be allowed as such. Now, next thing is that you have to wait till your invention is fully developed before you apply a patent for the same. Um, Now, here you have to remember that every invention, once it is been compiled, you have to be sure about its completion. When you do it when you are in a hurry of filing a patent application, there is a possibility you may not file the invention in a full manner. And adding information after a particular limit is not allowed by the patent office. So, this needs to be remembered. Next type of IP is designs. It is all about the external look of a particular article, wherein shape, configuration, pattern, ornamentation, composition of lines, colors, combinations, etc. would be covered. And here, the sole purpose of design is to make that product look appealable to eye, to beautify that industrial product so that the customers get attracted. Here we need to remember that there is no functional or technical feature which will be considered under the design, but only the beautifying factor. So you may get its protection for 10 years initially, and you may extend it for 5 more years in case your design is doing really good. And the maximum protection which can be sought for design registration is 15 years. The only thing which needs to be remembered here is that any design needs to be applied on any article which can be manufactured. So either you should be able to make or sell it separately. It shouldn't be applied to an article which is either damaged or broken, which cannot be recreated again for commercialization. When two or more companies are selling same product, their functionalities remain same, even the cost also more or less remains same, then the only differential factor which comes into picture might be the design. So design is a very much important factor which can add value to the product. It will make the product look appealable to eye, and at the same time it will give you fair return over the investment you're doing. And most importantly, it creates healthy competition in the market. We have also seen that there are different small business owners and startups which are doing really good on the basis of industrial designs, and it has provided them a career opportunity, a business opportunity as well. Trademark is another type of IP which is normally called as brand name. Now, this brand name is nothing but any visual symbol which you give to your article when you are bringing it for trading. Now, anybody who is going to buy a particular product, if they want to buy it for the second time or they want to find out what is the source of the good, there should be a name to it. So this visual symbol might include a name, word, symbol, brand, numerical, combination of colors, etc., which can help people identify the source of the good, to distinguish one product from rest of the products. It can also help people to find out the original version of the product or the fake version of the same. It may also help the people who are making it for the advertisement of that particular goods. So if you find R encircled in front of a particular registered trademark, it means that it is a registered trademark. Now, in case you haven't got a registration for your trademark, you may put a TM in front of the trademark. The duration of registration of trademarks is initially given for 10 years, and you may get it renewed in every 10 years. GI is another type of IP. It is all about the place name which becomes famous with respect to a product which is either made or grown at a particular location, and it is famous all because of the originality, quality, reputation, or any other characteristics of the product. So products like Darjeeling tea, Kanjiram silk sari, Kolhapuri chappal, Agra ka petha, Nagpuri oranges, etc., Pashmina silk, Vaigav haldi, everything would be covered here. So some products are famous from a particular location. Like tea is grown at different locations in our country, but tea from Darjeeling is actually famous all because of the unique soil condition and climatic condition of Darjeeling, which makes it really unique enough in taste, flavor, aroma, etc. Kanjiram silk sari is also famous. Now this is also one such example where these products are made at different locations. Like silk saris are made at various locations in our country, but it is famous from Darjeeling all because of the skilled artisans residing over there, which makes it really unique enough, and it gives a better quality and reputation to that product. So this is not an individual right. Just because I reside at Nagpur, I cannot get Nagpuri oranges registered under my name under GI. Rather, it is a organization based right where people who are involved in making or growing of that particular article product will form a GI organization, and this organization is allowed to file a GI application. Like trademarks, this is valid for 10 years initially, and this can be renewed in every 10 years, subject to the usage. Copyright is another type of IP. This is basically related to artistic, aesthetic, and cinematographic work, literary work, etc., where movies, music, painting, software, books, poems, etc., are covered. So, unauthorized copying and reproduction could be stopped if you avail a copyright for your such work. Life of the author plus 60 years post the life of the author is the term period for copyrights. And there is a relationship between different IPs. If you take any product, you'll find more than one IP in it. Let's understand this with the help of bottle of Coca-Cola. So the formulation of Coke is a trade secret. The company did not make it open to the general public. That is all because they wanted to keep it secret to them. The logo Coca-Cola is coming under the perspective of trademarks, and this is why you find the same logo, same ratios, same font everywhere on their bottle of Coca-Cola. In fact, the shape of the bottle is also registered under industrial design. This has been done so that customers can easily identify that particular product. This also reflects in the sale, and we have also witnessed that there are different companies which are giving unique external feature of their bottles and packaging so that it can help in attracting customers. So this is another maybe probable reason why design registration becomes really important. All the bottling equipment they are having, they would have obtained patent for the same. And the text, database, artistic work which you see on their website or on their external look of the particular bottle is coming under the purview of copyright. So one single product, but more than one IPs are involved in its protection. For filing of patent application in India, four categories are available. Okay, thank you so much for allowing me to unmute. I'll resume the session. Um, Please allow me for screen sharing as well. It says I'm being disabled to share the screen. Okay, thank you. So as I was telling that there are four categories which are allowed, and I was talking about the third category, which is all about small entity, getting its recognition as to small, medium, or micro enterprises through MSME Act, or it could be a startup as well. So startup also, if you are having a proper certification from a particular department, you may apply under startups as well. Jurisdiction has already been decided as per the states which fall under east, west, north, south categories. So people residing in those zones have to file their application in their offices which are available in their zones itself. Type of patent application which you can file is, first of all, you can file ordinary patent application, of course, which will be the first time filing at India. So you need to have a complete specification. Your invention need to be complete for filing. In case your invention is about to get finished, you can also file provisional specification, but here the condition is that you need to complete it within 12 months, and if you fail to do it within 12 months, your application will be treated as abandoned. Now, how should you write your specification? The way you write any project report, you should be writing this as well, wherein you include title, you also include, you know, technical field, aims and objectives of the invention. You talk about background art. You also talk about what was the lacuna in the background, and what led you do this invention. Then you start disclosing about your invention, where you start talking about the aims and materials and methods, experimental procedures. You do speak about the result analysis, etc. Drawings, abstract, and summaries are also being utilized to explain the invention in a more particular manner. But apart from all this, you also have to disclose justify industrial applicability of the invention, and the closing statement, that is, you need to claim whatever you have developed unique in with respect to the invention, and which you do not want public to copy, will be listed under claims. So this is the way how you should be writing a patent specification. Ideally, we are having 30 forms in the patent office, but I have listed 5 basic forms for basic online, for basic filing as such. Of course, you need to fill up the application form, which comes on form number 1. This will ask you to fill basic data like uh, so this will ask you to fill up basic data like name of the applicant, inventors, then address of correspondence, title, etc. Your provisional or complete specification would come up in form number 2. Statement of foreign filing would be coming on form number 3. The inventors need to be declared on form number 5, and you need to request for examination on form number 18. Form number 18 can be filled anytime within 48 months, but it is expected that the sooner you file form number 18, the sooner it will be taken into evaluation after publication, which itself takes 18 months time. So in case you want to reduce the timeline, you want to save this 18 months time, you may request for early publication also, which can be done through form number 9. And power of attorney can be availed through, given to the person who is being asked to file your patent application on, can be that particular person can file your patent application on your behalf. So form number 26 is to be utilized for the same. For basic online filing, the fees is 1600 for natural persons, startups, and MSMEs, and for others it is 8,000 rupees for form number 1. Form number 2 is ideally free of cost if filed within 30 pages and 10 claims are allowed within this limit. But the moment you are exceeding this limit, it is chargeable per page and per claim you are adding beyond 30 pages and beyond 10 claims. Hard copy filing would require you to pay the fees additionally over the online filing fees. So approximately additional 10% fees is being charged. For form number 18, fees for others category is 20,000 rupees and for rest it is 4,000 rupees. Expedite examination can also be done. This can be availed through form number 18A, and certain categories are allowed to utilize this form wherein the application gets evaluated in a very quick manner. So for startups, government organizations, or one of the applicant being female, or if the application is filed through PCT and assigning India as ISA, are allowed to utilize this form. Early publication would be done if you avail the facility through form number 9 before the expiry of 18 months. Within a month, the application gets published. Once you file the patent application, your application will be digitalized, screened and classified, and it will be published after 18 months. And after this, request for examination will be taken into consideration and it will be allotted to examiner controller pair, which will go for first examination, which will give first examination report based on formal and technical check of the application. Second examination report or a hearing would also be done before giving a grant or refusal. For filing, you may utilize physical filing or electronic filing as well. Physical filing can be done either by going to the patent office counter or by sending your application through Indian Postal Service only. For e-filing, you require digital signature or e-hastakshar. So either class 2 or class 3 digital signature is acceptable. So in case you are taking help from digital signatures. Now you just have to create a login ID password by doing registration at IP India's website. Fill in all the forms, preview them, and finally you can submit it through digital signature or e-hastakshar. So you just have to select the payment gateway and e-receipt is to be submitted. E-receipt will be generated once you submit the online fees. Design registration is more or less same, but the only thing is that 32 classes have been laid down by design office based on the nature and function of the article. You have to choose one of the classes under which your application is to be filed. Categories allowed to file design application is same as patent categories. For form number 1, which is the application form, you will have to pay the fees of 1,000 rupees for online filing for natural persons, startup and MSMEs, and for others it is 4,000 rupees. Since it is all about the the design, images of those unique designs are to be uploaded. In case you go for hard copy filing, 2 sets of those images are to be submitted. Form is very much easy and self-explanatory. Anybody can fill it on their own. This is the sample as to how you should be filing design, representation sheet. Since it is all about the images, the quality of image matters a lot. So bad quality images are not to be submitted. The images which include clear background, clear features, clear drawings, etc. are to be considered for submission. One single application should ideally include one design only for better evaluation, etc. Set of articles are also understood. Variation in the set wouldn't be allowed. Table and chair is understood as a set. Footwear for right foot and left foot is understood as a pair, and cup and saucer is understood as a pair. So this variation is not to be brought in such sets. Depiction of living or dead person is also not allowed as design. Anything which can be covered under trademark or copyright is not to be registered under designs. Along with this, any certificate, postcards, stamps, medals, tokens, etc. are not to be included under design. They are not registrable designs. Most importantly, articles definition, designs definition as per the Design Act is to be satisfied. Your work needs to be novel. It should be your original work, which is not obscene or scandalous. And morality and security of India is to be given most importance when you go for design registration. So this is all about the basics of IPs and their characteristics, etc. In case you are having any doubts related to the topic, you may please ask.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for the very basics idea of intellectual property rights. Definitely, our participants will take from something and they will take as the part of this basics of IPR for their futures. Okay. So any participants who's having any queries, you can ask to ma'am. You can unmute yourself or you can post your question to the chat box. Dear participants, if you have any questions, okay. Ma'am, one question from me.
This, sir.
How much time it will take to grant the patent after its publication?
After publication,
Yes,
actually, sir, it actually depends how sorted the application is. If it is having no reference to the prior public knowledge, then of course the application will be evaluated really quick. But if it is really tricky enough, more factors are being involved, it requires extensive search to be done, or it is having already reference to the prior public knowledge, then it requires certain time. It also depends on the field in which you are filing. So in India, if you take a field from mechanical engineering, computer science, electrical group, etc., there is a huge pendency because the application which are being filed annually in India from Indians and from foreigners is really huge enough. So it takes certain amount of time. But if you take up the field of biotechnology, chemical, polymer, food, etc., it gets evaluated really quick, having less number of applications being filed in these zones. So this depends on the type of application, the field, etc.
dear participant, it's an opportunity for you to interact with such a eminent personality in the field of intellectual property rights.
I'm perfectly okay with any question being asked. I totally understand the topic is slightly, you cannot grasp that entire topic in 1 hour itself. And I cannot also teach you in 1 hour. But then, in case you have come up with any type of IP issues or whatever concerns, doubt, any remarks, if you have, even if it is lame, I'm perfectly okay with it because I want people to get involved and get to know about the topic. When you do not initiate itself, it will be difficult to deal with the topic at a later stage.
Hello, ma'am. This is Professor Mhetre. I would like to ask you a query.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, my question is regarding disclosure of the patents, or what, in a simple language, I can say, once the patent becomes freed, so is there any norm or stipulated legislation condition where the patentee is, it's mandatory for that patentee to disclose the formula? Because I have seen so many products in day-to-day life we come in across, and we find that even it is freed, but nobody discloses the content, ingredients, formula, etc. As far as our science, pharmaceutical science is concerned. So is
Okay.
it not mandatory for that patentee to disclose the ingredients, formulation, etc.?
Of course, we require you to disclose A to Z all the factors of the invention, sir. Whatever it may be, you have to disclose everything because we are giving you a grant for 20 years. In lieu of that, we are expecting that you disclose the entire thing to us. And after 20 years, which is a sufficient timeline for you to enjoy the monopoly, it will be opened as a general public information. which anybody can utilize. So we actually require the entire information in case you are seeking a grant from the patent office.
So in order to get that information, what the procedure it may be there, what should one do? Suppose I want to know about a formulation, ingredient and their contents.
Which is patented or which is
Yes,
not being.
which has been freed of the patent now after completion of the 20 years time span.
They might have
So,
filed a patent application, no, which might be
okay,
available in the public domain. So this already will have the specification will already have information about the same.
okay.
Ji, you just
So
have
we
to
can,
go through their yes sir, go through their application. You'll get the entire
yes,
information.
yes, we have to access that application. So then only.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Got it. Got it.
Any other
Okay.
question?
One more question is there, ma'am.
Ji.
Can you tell us more about the GI tag?
GI tag. GI is all about places which become famous from a particular location. I've already said the basic information. In case you want to know more about it, GI, as I've said that this is a organization based right. So application form GI1 is required to be filled by that applicant, the entire organization, which will justify as to how that particular thing is authentic and original and it is originated from that particular location. The historical proof has to be given with respect to it. And when you submit that entire statement, it will be evaluated and then only the application will be granted. The fees is around 5,000 rupees for online filing. Since it is just one category is allowed, the organization only can file it. There is only one applicant category and one fees category also. That is 5,000 rupees only.
Ma'am, I think the participant is a bit satisfied with the answer. So any other questions? No more questions then. I would like to request Professor Mehtre sir for the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Dr. R. Tenge, sir. But I think there is a question in the chat box that you skipped there. So with the permission of ma'am, you can ask that one, sir. Professor Popat, sir, has asked whether there is any standard reference book to refer regarding the guidelines for patent applications and all. So is there a standard reference book?
I would say that act and rule itself is more than sufficient for you to follow the right track for filing. In case you want to, sometimes it becomes difficult to interpret act because act is written in a legal language. So you may also take help from the manuals and guidelines being provided at IP India's website, and they can be read and understood for easy understanding of the entire procedure. I think this itself will be more than enough, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Rightly agreed, ma'am. I hope Professor Ritesh sir has got his answer. So thank you, Dr. R. Tenge, sir, coordinator for today's event, for handing over the control to me for a little while. So I heartfeltly thank you, Mrs. Pooja Maulika, ma'am, who shared her time, and she also spared very eventual and the basics and fundamental aspects regarding the patents, copyrights, trademarks, etc. So on behalf of our institute, Dr. Rajendra Gode College of Pharmacy, Malkapur, and our patron, President Sri Yogendraji Gode sir, our beloved principal, Dr. P.K. Deshmukh sir, and my colleagues, my fellow colleagues, staff members, faculty members, as well as all the participants who gathered here for this event. So this is our heartfelt and very warm felicitation to you also, ma'am, because in the earlier time, at the start of the event, because of certain technical issues, the host himself, he got out of the meeting. So that was eventual mistake happen. We present our apology for that, ma'am. We couldn't present you and introduce you as per our desired plan. So it couldn't happen because of the technical issue. So it is our humble apology. Please accept it, ma'am. And looking at the last, so I am presenting this vote of thanks. This is in the form of this certificate. So our institute, Dr. Rajendra Gode College of Pharmacy, Malkapur, heartfeltly thanking you, ma'am. You shared your knowledge with us, and we expect the same keen cooperation and the knowledge in future also. In case we need, keep in touch. Definitely, we will be expecting your coordination, cooperation, as well as help. So, again, handing over the control to Professor R. Thank you, sir. Yes, thank you, sir. We can conclude the meeting, sir.
Okay, thank you, Jason, sir. Now, with the permission of today's speaker, Ms. Pooja Maulkar, ma'am, we'll conclude this session here.
Before concluding, I would like to thank the entire team of the college, which has worked collaboratively and in a very much effort has been taken to conduct this workshop. I would like to thank the coordinators, the entire team, and the college faculties, everybody who has taken keen interest in conducting this workshop. I would also like to thank the entire bunch of people who were present here, right from the faculties, dignitaries, participants, everybody who has been really cooperative enough throughout the workshop and who have also dealt with all the technicalities and have been patient enough throughout the workshop. So I would like to thank everybody enough. And most importantly, I would like to wish you all a happy IP experience before leaving. And of course, RGN IPM is already available for all the assistance you require in the format of any association, collaboration, any doubts, concerns you are having. We are always ready and we'll feel blessed and privileged to be associated with you. So thank you so much. Thank you for invitation and thank you for the kind cooperation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your guidance.
Jay,
With the
thank you.
permission, I will conclude this meeting.
Okay, Sanjay.